hey guys. I don't even know what day it is. Today is May 29th, and it is 6 a.m. 6 a.m. I'm in California. It's a little weird being in California. I'm on the 40, and there's no traffic. Well, traffic heading out. Pretty much no traffic heading in. There will be in about 50 miles. Well, actually, probably closer to 30. Don't know what's happening to this load. It's supposed to go to Roseville, which is a suburb slash outskirt of Sacramento. Here in a few minutes, I'm gonna see if I can drop this load so I can keep rolling, because I'm early enough that I don't want to sit around and wait for the load. Got my booster installed. I don't know if you guys see that. That's what that black thing is. But I got a little story. So picture this, okay? You're 2 months. You're 2-month-old rookie. Barely been driving. You're driving nights. It's like about 2 a.m., 2:30-ish. You're in Arizona, I-40. Don't ask me where, 'cause I don't remember. You're cruising along. You're pulling about 40,000, 38,000 pounds. I knew it was up there. I don't remember what. Night could only really pull about 40,000 pounds, and to be legal, and that would gross you out. So about 30 or 40,000 pounds. So I knew it was close. That's what I was driving at this time, though. And really, this was my first month's of OTR, because for the first month of being solo, I was dedicated, up in Denver, well, Salt Lake, Denver, back and forth. So I don't really count that as OTR, but that is driving experience. Well, you're cruising along. It's pitch dark, not a lot of traffic. It is winter, because this would have been about March, April, early April. Yeah, early April. So it's still winter for most of the country. And you're scanning your right? Because you see your shadows, so you're scanning your right, and you're actually looking that way. You're actually doing this because something caught your attention. You're looking that way. All of a sudden, out of the corner of your eye, you see headlights pointing straight at you. A little weird, right? So you quickly snap back, and all of a sudden, there's a car bouncing out of the median. Well, SUV pulling a little, the little U-Haul trailer, the little that little box they pull. And it's close enough where your headlights from your truck have lit up the whole driver's side windows, like the whole side. It's like this to you. It's parallel with you, right? Wait, parallel? Whatever. It's horizontal. It's going against you, and your headlights have lit up the whole view of the window. You can see every little thing inside that vehicle, and you see this guy's face of complete shock, and at the same time, he's terrified. Because what I'm pretty sure it happened, he fell asleep. Next thing you know, he's bouncing the median, and then he comes face to face pretty much with a truck. So that distance, that means he's within he's 60, 50 feet away. The only thing you can do, because you don't know if he's gonna keep coming this way, or if he's gonna try to turn, because he was in the left lane. So you have two choices. Immediately get on the full jig, start braking hard, shoot for the shoulder, try to squeeze around him, and just let him clip you if you're gonna hit. Or rely on him to turn and counter away from you and go in the left lane. Well, you should rely on both those. You should automatically be going to the shoulder, which is what I did. But man, that's probably being 2 months in. I'll never forget that face. That's a face you will never forget. Seeing the complete fear in his face. Because if he kept going this way, yeah. By the way, I did Jake. It was him braking hard. I braked so hard that the drive camera, the dash cam for the outside triggered. It will. Some companies have it set up. If you slam on the brakes hard enough, it will trigger it. Well, I did that because I was trying my hardest not to kill this guy 2 months in, because if he came across me, he most likely would have died. Because he would have been T-boned at 65 miles an hour. Probably closer to 55, because I would not have, 60, 55, I would not have lost that much speed that quickly. Should I have noticed him coming through the median sooner? Yeah. But his headlights, I think what happened is his headlights, you know, went bounced into the median, it was coming across. I think his headlights cast the shadows across there, and to me, I thought it was an animal, you know, an animal came across my headlight or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but some shadow on the right caught my attention. So I looked that way to make sure something wasn't going about to, you know, come out from that way on me. I've had bad luck with wildlife. I don't want to go through that. But no, I ended up, I hit the shoulder, full jig, full brake. Hit about 20 miles an hour is when I actually slowed to make sure I was totally clear. About 200 feet past him. I looked back, and this guy's just cruising down the fucking left lane the wrong way. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, his reaction wasn't to immediately, you know, like get over on the shoulder. Which, by the way, if that ever happens, because even if you make a mistake and you have to go the wrong way, get on the fucking shoulder, turn your headlights off, put your flashers on, just sit there. Call 911 and just sit there. Have them come get you. As long as you're not drunk or high, whatever, it could be you actually glare or something made you go the wrong way. Because, I mean, you have a chance to do that on a highway. They'll come get you and escort you. And most likely, as long as you're not drunk or high or etc., they'll let you go. They'll escort you, make sure you're good, and you go. Because they'd rather you do that than they'll come out there and clean you up all over the road. But I look back, so I called 911. I'm like, because this guy's driving down the wrong way, in the left lane, so he's in the fast lane. And he's not going very fast. He's only going about 30, 40, 50 maybe at most. He wasn't leaving my mirror very fast. By the way, I'm in California, right? Technically, I'm not going the speed limit, because nobody will. But I'm going the max you should as a truck in California. And I'm being passed by a truck. Let's see how fast this guy's going, shall we? Because he is at least, I'd go at least 75. Maybe faster, because he is kind of keep, the car's going 80. And let's see, he's gonna jump in front of me now. He's going 74, so I'll see, I was pretty much spot on. I'm not that brave. I'm brave enough to go over the speed limit in California, but not that brave. I won't even go my government speed. In California, as long as you're not holding up traffic or doing other stupid shit, most cops, like 99% of them, now I'm pretty confident in that number because I've literally can count how many times I've had troopers behind me. They'll see me going 65, they won't care, and they'll keep going. So as long as you're not holding up traffic or doing something else, you can go 62, 65 and they won't do anything to you. You always run the risk of finding that one guy that wants to be the asshole. But that's the general rule in California. Just don't be in the way, they'll let you go. But yeah, just imagine that. Tell you what though, my heart took forever to calm down. The adrenaline I had going through my body, holy fuck. Dude, my heart was pounding. Like, I could actually feel it pounding. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I know I have a couple viewers that you know were EMTs or in the medical field, so they'll understand this. But I could actually like feel what it felt like. Was my heart was actually pounding against my ribs. So I could actually feel my whole chest vibrating. You know, it's kind of like when you have too much caffeine. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. When you have too much caffeine, you can just feel your heart trying to leave your chest. Because I'm used to caffeine intake. Because I mean, I have a can of energy drink at least once a day. But I called dispatch and I was like immediately, because I was like, they're gonna see that. And I mean, not to mention, I did need somebody in my ear to kind of like, I don't panic very often. I did need something in my ear just to kind of talk to me at that point. I don't panic very often, but there's certain things that'll make me. It wasn't really panic. That was more like got my adrenaline going enough where I need somebody just talking to me and, you know, tell me you didn't hit him, that's fine. Cause I guess I was in shock, I guess, cause it was like, I mean, I dodged all kinds of things, usually wildlife, not cars and the fucking, cause he was going west, I was going east. You don't expect a car to ever go bouncing through the median. You are expected to react to it and try to avoid it, which it did. But just because you avoid it does not mean your body's not going to become, you know, instantly unshook, I guess. But that was probably my most frightening moment out here so far, and my most sadly my most memorable, because I still remember details of that pretty clearly. I mean, that guy, I know exactly why that guy, his face looks like that, because he came that close to being killed. That close. And then there would have been, if I absolutely had to hit him, there was no way I could avoid him. There would have been nothing I could have done. Nothing. I mean, yeah, sure, I could try my best to avoid him, but I mean, if I'm already on the shoulder and he still, you know, he still gets hit, there's only so much I could do. I'm not going to roll the truck, though. Because, I mean, that's the #1 killer of drivers out here, is rollovers. So I'm not going to roll the truck, especially with a heavy load, because if I remember right, that was dry van. That was a relatively high load. You get a lot more high loads of reefer than you do dry van, back when I was with Knight at least. But I'm pretty certain that was a high load. Most of my night loads, my dry van loads, were preloads, and they were dropping hooks. So I mean, I don't remember too much, but I hope nobody else has experienced that. Most likely, though, statistically, when they're driving as much as truckers do, and if you're driving, you know, 100,000 miles a year, you're gonna have to avoid things throughout your career or throughout the year. Like when I was doing the medical career thing, I was doing about 115,000 miles a year. I already knew I was gonna start hitting animals. It's just a matter of when. I knew that from the start. It took me about 2.5 years to hit my first big animal. I hit a coyote, but I don't count that because, I mean, those guys are suicidal. They're like raccoons. But it took me 2.5 years to hit a fucking deer, or hit an elk, and then to hit a deer, and I was like, I'm done with that. Done. I need something that could actually take the hit and keep going. Although that car surprisingly took the coyote hit, I ran just fine. Not a, the intercooler and radiator were fucking dented up because I hit him at like, what, I hit him at like 670. Not a leak though. All the pretty much the whole bottom half were dented in, but there was no heating issues. It broke my AC, which on that car, because that car was 5 inches off the ground. Coyotes at most are 2 feet tall. At the biggest height, they're 2 feet tall. So he broke the AC condenser, which is on that car. It was up by the driver's side headlight, like right behind it. So he was up in the, like, pretty much right underneath the hood latch. That's where that was. So I don't know how the fuck he hit that. I know when I hit him, he was rolling around. He was rolled around and he got spat back out. So maybe his claw or something smacked it before he got, you know, rolled back out. But because you could hear him rolling around in there before he got thrown back out. But I mean, yeah, that was a night. I just wanted to share that with you guys because, I mean, you never know what can happen out here. You always got to be, you know, on your A game, at least mostly on your A game. On your A game enough where you can avoid most, avoid cars. Animals, that's a different story. The best thing you can do with animals is if you know you're gonna hit them, don't swerve, don't try to hit them on your corner, aim down the middle, slow down as much as possible, and aim center of mass and hit them. That's the best thing you can do. And this guy's pacing me. Is he gonna slow down for me? He is. I was watching his Volvo to see if he was gonna let me over because he was pacing me. But luckily I had some more speed behind me. Alright guys, you stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye!